Have you ever wondered why some of your smallest actions lead to your biggest results? This is the Pareto Principle, also known as the 80-20 rule. It suggests that just 20% of your efforts are responsible for 80% of your outcomes. In self-development, this means you're likely achieving most of your success from just a few key habits or decisions, not the hours of busy work. The idea came from an unexpected place, a garden. In the late 1800s, Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto noticed something strange. Only 20% of his pea plants produced 80% of the peas. Curious, he looked beyond the garden and found the same pattern in society. Just 20% of the population in Italy owned 80% of the land. It wasn't just a gardening quirk. It was a powerful pattern hiding in plain sight. Today, the 80-20 rule is everywhere, if you know where to look. In business, companies often discover that 80% of their revenue comes from just 20% of their customers. So, who gets the VIP treatment? You guessed it, the vital few. In construction, safety experts find that 20% of the hazards cause 80% of the accidents, meaning that removing just a handful of risks could save countless lives. And in software, engineers know that fixing the top 20% of bugs can eliminate 80% of user complaints. This rule helps us work smarter, not harder. The 80-20 rule sounds super powerful, right? But here's an important warning from Vilfredo Pareto, the man who discovered it. He said we shouldn't rely too much on this principle because people often don't act purely on logic or reason. Instead, they follow their feelings and self-interest first, then use theories like the 80-20 rule to justify what they've already done. For example, someone might skip the hardest part of a task and say, "Oh, that's just the 20% that doesn't matter much anyway." But really, that's just them convincing themselves, not a hard fact. And when one theory is proven wrong, people tend to replace it with another theory just to keep justifying their actions. So what do you think? Are we sometimes too quick to trust golden rules like the 80-20 rule and forget that life is much more complicated? While the 80-20 rule is incredibly useful, it's important not to rely on it too much. People don't always act based on pure logic or reason. Often they follow their emotions and self-interest first, and then look for a theory to justify their actions afterward. This means that sometimes we use the 80-20 rule not as a strict law, but more like a convenient excuse to explain what we've already decided or done. And here's another thing Pareto pointed out. If one theory gets disproven, people don't just stop there. They usually replace it with another theory to keep justifying their behavior. So, while the 80-20 principle is a powerful tool, remember to use it thoughtfully and be open to looking deeper when needed. Now, I want to hear from you. Where do you think the 80-20 rule applies most in your life or work? And where do you think we need to dig deeper with more thorough analysis instead of just relying on this principle? Share your thoughts in the comments below. But be careful, because just like the rule says, 20% of the comments might end up making 80% of the conversation. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching.